Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool. And a very good Thursday evening, everyone, here for Market Fresh on Crush 92.5. Time right now is 5:30 as we kick off another live edition of the show. You can watch, by the way, a video simulcast of the show online or via our free smartphone and tablet apps. You can find us easily at eatdrinkexplore.com. If this is your first time joining us, we broadcast the Market Fresh show from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo, seriously, right above Higuera Street between Osos and Moro. So we can watch and listen as the city's famous farmers market comes to life, which is happening right now. Our goal, pretty simple. To get you in touch with what's fresh, what's local, and then what is seasonal, and introduce you to some local producers and culinary experts who can highlight the offerings available at any one of your favorite San Luis Obispo or Santa Barbara County markets, and there are plenty of them. This edition of Eat, Drink, Explore Media's Market Fresh, brought to you by California Love, a website designed to put you in touch with locally owned California-based businesses who consider the state's economic, environmental, and social health as part of their business model. And if you visit CALUV.com today, you can add your business to the listings. It's absolutely free during the site's beta testing period. Once your site is up there, it's free for the life of your business. Let your potential customers know that you are locally based and are one of the many reasons California has a lot to love. Visit CALUV.com right away. Hey, it's time now to tap into the Market Fresh grapevine for the very latest news affecting what's fresh, the fresh food and beverages that you love, hopefully. New research out of the University of Pennsylvania shows eating the same foods day in and day out, even if they're nutritious, can upset your ability to get a good night's sleep. The study shows those who get their nutrients from the greatest variety of sources also have the highest quality rest. In addition, during this study, the researchers found those who eat the most daily calories tend to have poor sleep of only 5 to 6 hours per night. The study did not look at whether individuals could change their sleeping patterns by altering their diet. Speaking of diet, those eating a healthy dose of produce, olive oil, nuts, beans, whole grains, and seafood have significantly lower levels of cardiovascular disease, according to a study out of Spain. The Mediterranean-style diet, as it's called, which also allows for a glass of wine per day, we like to say, was compared to other diet options, including low-fat and then the standard American diet, rich in saturated fats, salts, and sugars. The researchers did note the findings regarding the low-fat group may not be all that accurate, as most did not maintain their diet requirements, their low-fat diet requirements. There has also been some criticism of the study because walnuts used by participants were provided by the California Walnut Commission and olive oil by a Spanish organization. We'll speak with the Walnut Commission on our Sunday show here on Crush 92.5 about just that. However, the piece published in the New England Journal of Medicine has been looked at by many, and the findings appear to be rather solid. Coming up a bit later in the show, we'll speak with a local farmer who not only makes olive oil, he also grows walnuts and sells them at a SLO County farmers market. So that should be rather interesting. Hey, there's a new place for you to find fresh, locally caught fish, as it's now showing up at the San Luis Obispo Saturday morning market, which is really cool. The SLO Fresh Catch organization has for years been providing locally caught fish through CSAs and other outlets, but has now decided to diversify through CSAs. Excuse me, let me start that all over again. Is now diversifying. And joining us to explain why is Margie Hurd. Welcome to the program, Margie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have. I used to get your fish in my CSA box, as a matter of fact, and I just think it's fantastic that you're available at the Saturday market now. What made you venture into farmers markets?
Well, I started looking at what locavores want in this county, and some of them, a minority, I'd say about 15%, are happy to do a weekly errand of going to pick up their fish at a drop site, and they don't care what they're getting. Anything they get is great, and they like the recipes, and they like hearing about the fishermen. But about 85% don't want to be beholden to that weekly errand. They want to just decide, I'm going to the farmer's market this morning, I want to get some fish, or I happen to see the fish and it looks good. I'm going to impulse buy, if you will.
Right.
I want control over what I'm getting. I may want what I'm used to getting, as in I want fresh halibut, I want fresh swordfish. I'm not so sure about this stuff that you're selling called grenadier. I've never heard of that fish before. What's it taste like, and what do I do with it? And
right.
I almost call it the kohlrabi of fish. It's mild, and people don't know what to do with it.
Right. So, Margie, if people were to go to this coming Saturday morning's market, what would be the selection?
Actually, it's limited. We're still having winter conditions, so this week it will be bank rockfish. There's about 50 to 60 different types of rockfish off our coast, and this is typically what people would have known as red snapper.
Oh, red snapper. And in the picture we see of you, for those watching the video simulcast online, is that a red snapper that your customer's holding in her hand?
No, that's a stuffed fish toy that my fly fishing husband had in the barn that I happen to use as a prop.
Okay. Well, it looks good anyway. So people can get more information online by going to slowfreshcatch.com, correct?
Yes.
Or they can just head on to the Saturday market there at the Embassy Suites between 8 and 10:45 and get more information that way.
Yes.
Margie Hurd, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
It is now time for those of you considering coming down to the Thursday night market to get our Market Fresh weatherelement.com forecast from our weather not guru, weather expert, we'll just say, Chris Arndt. Chris, it's been a really nice day, and it seems to be remaining that way.
Yeah, it does, Randall. It was a balmy late winter day in San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, I just love it. And right now we have the windows open. It's not cold or anything. You can smell the smoke coming in from the grills out there. And we should kind of maintain for most of the market, right?
Yeah, I believe so. The high at the weatherelement.com Mission College Prep Station was 76 degrees this afternoon compared to 60 last week. Right now, under clear skies at 63 degrees, with winds out of the north at 5 miles an hour with gusts to 8. By the closing at 9 o'clock, farmers market visitors should expect temperatures in the mid to low 50s and light breezes.
So basically do what all of us who live here on the Central Coast know to do already instinctively, and that is layer.
Yep, exactly.
So you can throw on a hoodie or something as the farmers market comes to a close. Chris Arndt with our Market Fresh weatherelement.com forecast. I highly encourage you to head to his weatherelement.com site and find a reading in your neighborhood. You can really zero in and find out what the weather conditions are. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome, Randall. Have a good evening.
All right, everyone, it is 5:38 right now. When we come back, we'll be speaking with a local grower of both walnuts and award-winning olive oil. He just got back today from an olive oil convention here in California, so he'll have some thoughts to share on that as well. You're listening to Market Fresh on Crush 92.5. California business owners, entrepreneurs, farmers, authors, and other professionals, this message is for you. We're looking to highlight those of you who give back to the community, care about the environment, and have the health of our state as part of your business model or focus. Our new California Love website is in the beta testing phase. So, during the next few months, we're offering free listings to qualified people or business entities. It's a win-win situation. You help populate our site with quality, locally owned California companies, and we help direct customers to your business or product. Simply head over to CALUV.com. That's CA as in California, LUV as in a cute way to spell love.com, and enter the information for your business today. Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool. Farmers Market. You know, this is one of the nation's most popular, longest-running events of its kind. The food vendors that we're seeing set up right now are able to start selling right at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. The farmers that are also in the process of setting up right now can't start selling until 6:15. I believe that's when the bell rings. Unless they've changed that policy, that's what it used to be. I need to double check that because I say it every week. So I don't want to throw you all off. But if you get down here in the next 15 minutes or so, you won't have to hang around that long before everything starts selling. We're live here every Thursday night. Our goal is to highlight local and fresh ideas from throughout San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. So if you run a weekly market, or you're a chef, a bartender, sommelier, brewer, farmer, or some artisan producer, let us know so we can share your angle on fresh and local. Facebook and Twitter, we're at Eat, Drink, Explore. You can email us too. The address radio@eatdrinkexplore.com. Now, last week during this segment, we featured Josh Christensen of Sidecar Restaurant in downtown SLO and his Central Coast Sour Cocktail, which is delicious. You can get his recipe and watch our interview with Josh under the recipe section of our website. It's at eatdrinkexplore.com. This week, we're featuring a Market Fresh cocktail recipe by local... Oh, no, wait, that's not right. I'm sorry. We already did that. This time, we are interviewing Bob Rose of Homestead Olive Ranch. It's a small family farm in Templeton, producing mostly mission olives, but also walnuts. Bob sells those at the Atascadero Farmers Market, held on Wednesday afternoons. Welcome to the program, Bob.
Hi.
Yeah, great to have you with us, especially considering the fact that earlier today you were at an olive oil convention. Where was that held?
That was right here in Templeton, right off of Highway 41 in Templeton.
Oh, okay. So there is a significant number of olive growers now in the North County, so much so that it warrants a convention in the area.
It does, and we have our own group, the Central Coast Olive Growers Association, and many of us belong to a California-wide organization called the California Olive Oil Council, and they informed us that San Luis Obispo County has more olive producers than any other county in the state. We have surpassed Sonoma County.
Are you serious? Wow.
This is it.
You know, I had no idea. My sister lives in Sonoma County. I grew up in the North Bay and always assumed that area or portions of the Central Valley had the highest concentration of olives. But now San Luis Obispo County is king.
Well, the Central Valley has a lot of really big olive ranches that have multiple, thousands of acres.
Right.
Where we're a lot of more artisan producers here.
And the ones grown in the Central Valley, are those more for eating? Are those more like eating olives as opposed to growing them specifically for olive oil?
The olive industry is changing. The Central Valley was well known for table olives, but now competition from overseas, many of those table olives people are converting their orchards to olive oil. And you're seeing a lot of high-density plantings. There are certain trees, Arbequina, Corniki, Arbesana, olive trees that can be planted and harvested with grape harvesters, slight modifications, which obviously cuts the labor cost way down.
Yeah.
And obviously, you need big flat land for that, and gee whiz, there's a lot of that in the Central Valley.
I have to tell you, I love the Arbequina olives. There are some growers there in your area in Templeton that I've had some of their oil from the Arbequina olives that are native to Spain, I think, and just delicious. Now, you primarily grow Mission olives. You do have a couple of other types that you grow, but the Mission olive has a really interesting story. Tell us a little bit about that.
And I love to tell the story at Farmers Market because I love to talk to the customers. And I say, Mission, that's that variety of olives that was brought over from Spain by the Padres, planted in Mexico, and brought to the missions. They don't even have it in Spain anymore, so you might even call it now. It's native to California. Of course, native, 300-400 years, maybe.
Right.
I'm stretching it a bit. Huh? It's a very versatile olive, and it can be used for table olives as well as olive oil. And it's unique among the olive oil varieties because you can harvest it early and get a really bold, green, grassy oil, lots of polyphenols, or you can harvest it in March and get a really mellow, smooth, buttery oil with not many polyphenols.
And early would be what, like August, September?
No. For here, that would be November, middle of November.
Okay.
Late would be the end of December.
I see.
And I call my spring harvest, which I'm going to have here in a week or so. That'll be my spring harvest mellow, mild oil.
And when you get a really great olive oil, like in your case, you've won awards over the years. If I were to purchase one of your award-winning oils, that's not something I want to keep on the shelf and serve it years later and tell people how great this olive oil is. The fresher is better, correct?
Absolutely not. Wine gets better with age. Olive deteriorates from the moment it's picked.
Yeah.
And it depends on the variety. It'll last usually a year and a half. And we tell, in the Central Coast Olive Growers, we tell our producers, you need to have all your oil gone by the time the next oil comes.
Yeah. Well, with the new report that came out regarding the Mediterranean diet and getting plenty of olive oil, you want a steady, fresh supply of olive oil constantly. And so the best way to get it as fresh as possible would be at the farmers markets, right?
It would. You've heard a lot about the fraud in olive oil. This is associated with European olive oils, and there's been articles in the newspaper. So that's why it's so great to go to the farmer's market, talk to the producer. When did you harvest this oil? What are your farming practices? Make your decision. Let me taste your oil. Okay, and go local.
And olive oil is really distinctive, just like what you would find with wines or anything. You taste them, and there's a huge difference from oil to oil.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
and they're meant, like wine, to be paired. If you want to make any broad generalities, you could say the stronger tasting oils go with the stronger tasting foods, the milder oils with the milder foods.
And there was actually a study, Bob, that came out that said putting olive oil on your salad helps you absorb the nutrients from the salad. If you only put vinegar on, you're not getting as many of the nutrients.
That's true.
I bet everyone was really excited at the conference today regarding the news of that Mediterranean diet. That can only help sales.
They were pleased with that.
Right.
Yes.
Bob Roos, it's spelled R-O-O-S, of Homestead Olive Ranch. Bob, we have a link to a recipe that you recommend online on our website regarding making a custard with olive oil. I find that fascinating. We didn't get a chance to discuss it today, but people can go to eatrickexplore.com under our program summary for today for Bob's custard recipe there. And I got to swing by the Atascadero Market and try your walnuts, Bob. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you.
California business owners, entrepreneurs, farmers, authors, and other professionals, this message is for you. We're looking to highlight those of you who give back to the community, care about the environment, and have the health of our state as part of your business model or focus. Our new California Love website is in the beta testing phase. So, during the next few months, we're offering free listings to qualified people or business entities. It's a win-win situation. You help populate our site with quality, locally owned California companies, and we help direct customers to your business or product. Simply head over to CALUV.com. That's CA as in California, LUV as in a cute way to spell love.com, and enter the information for your business today. Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool. And a very, very good Thursday evening, everyone. Minutes ticking down to the start of another successful farmers market in downtown San Luis Obispo. It is this time of the show when we check in with our eyes and ears on the street. It's our Market Fresh reporter, Nicole Powers. She has a look at all the entertainment and also a feature or two regarding some of the vendors you might bump into at tonight's market. Hey, Nicole.
Hi, Randall.
Yeah, so you're high above the crowd tonight.
Yes, we're in a different spot.
Yeah, so people that are familiar with Court Street, that's the pedestrian mall that connects Higuera, a portion of the farmers market on Higuera, with Monterey. If they just look up above Salon Lux, they'll see you there. So, Nicole, what do we have entertainment-wise tonight?
Well, Randall, we have 5 live entertainers tonight. First, on Napomo Street, we have Kappa Kappa Psi, which is a Cal Poly fraternity that serves the Cal Poly bands and promotes music in the San Luis Obispo community. Second on the list is on Broad Street. Once again, we have Something Ridiculous, so they'll be out there in their comedic juggling and acrobatic act on freestanding ladders, unicycles, and on top of each other, of course. On Garden Street, we have Music Motive. They're located in Paso, in San Luis Obispo, and in Nipomo. They offer music education and inspiration from highly qualified teachers for all ages, and what they say is a fun and relaxed environment. So they offer private lessons, workshops, and then what we'll be seeing tonight are performance groups. On Choro Street, excuse me, we have Core Dance. This is a local dance company. Core stands for Creative, Original, Raw Energy. The directors were inspired by the show So You Think You Can Dance, and they really wanted to create a company that allowed dancers to think outside the box and be pushed in creative ways. On Morrow Street, lastly, we have the Crustacea Jazz Band. We've heard that from them, I think, 2 times since our show started. They're a collection of 6 members who play a mixture of the washboard, violin, clarinet, saxophone, keyboard, tuba, flute, banjo, guitar, and trombone. And the band leader says that they never really know what's going to happen, which is one of the beauties of jazz, so they never play the same show twice.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about jazz is the ability for the musicians to just sort of take off on a riff of their own. So
Definitely.
That's a lot of fun. So 4 weeks ago, or no, maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago, when we were not on the radio yet, we were just sort of practicing each week with an online version of the show. You mentioned that kiwi is grown here on the Central Coast, and winter is the harvest time for it. So people will find a kiwi at the market, but you have a little more information on locally grown kiwi.
I do. And Randall, I thought this was such a great story, so I wanted to share it on the Crush Radio. Sorry to those who've been watching our Ustream program, but kiwis have twice the vitamin C of an orange, and they have the same amount of potassium as a banana. And like you said, most of us assume that this is a more tropical fruit, but it is best in the winter. They grow similarly to grapes, which we grow a lot of on the Central Coast, as we grow a lot of wine grapes. And so that cool weather that was happening a few weeks ago was really, really great for the kiwis. Mallard Lake Ranch, which is the name of the farm who grows these kiwis, planted its vines in 1978, and today they produce 80 to 120,000 pounds per year. Mallard Lake Ranch also grows avocados and some other seasonal produce, and they're 100% sustainable, so no pesticides, no herbicides, and they use organic fertilizer as often as they can. You can only buy their kiwis and their produce locally from Paso down to Santa Barbara. And what I thought was really awesome is that they have their produce at 8 of the school districts within that range from Paso to Santa Barbara, including our own San Luis Coastal Unified School District. And one important thing to remember is, like we said, they're grown in the winter. The cool weather is good, so the kiwis are only available through the end of March. So definitely make sure you get down to the farmer's market before then.
So that is great that the kiwi is being served for the students as part of their lunch program and that sort of thing. I know when I was going to school, which was farther back than you, Nicole, but I know that if we had seen a kiwi, as part of the school lunch thing, we would have been like, what is that? But kids are being introduced to those sorts of things, and now at younger ages, and hopefully we can sort of turn this big ship around when it comes to the growing waistlines of our children.
I agree, Randall. And you can find out more information about them on Facebook if you just search Mallard Lake Ranch. Mallard is spelled M-A-L-L-A-R-D. Or you could visit their website at mallardlakeranch.com.
That's great, Nicole. And one last thing I just want to mention is I was with my mom and dad over the weekend for my sister Sue's birthday. We rented a home up on the Sonoma County coastline. Beautiful. And they were telling me, and they were doing it right in front of me, you just scrub the kiwi. You scrub all the little hairs off, but you don't have to skin it. If you don't eat kiwi because you think it's kind of a pain to peel it, no, you just scrub it all off, and that skin is actually really good for you. And you just have to kind of really take a good brush pad to it to get rid of the hairs. But once you've done that, you're good to go.
That's funny you say that, because I just read that on their website today, and I had never heard of that either, but they said clean it up and you can just eat it just like a peach, just like that peach has kind of a fuzzy texture as well.
Yeah, I love it. So, Nicole, thank you as always. All of Nicole's information, everything we talked about on the show today is available online. A big thank you to Crush 92.5 FM. You can see the show again on our website at eatdrinkexplore.com. Hats off to Anthony Renaro, our audio technician, Nicole Powers for her street report, and Bob Rose with Homestead Olive Ranch in Templeton. Now get out there, go enjoy the market, make it a great night.
You've been listening to the Eat, Drink, Explore radio program. If you missed any of our segments today, look for them online or through our free Apple and Android apps. Catch you back right here next week.